You can't talk about the everyday mind of someone with schizophrenia spectrum disorder without looking at their philosophy and spirituality. It's a component that a lot of mental health professionals don't get into much, which keeps a core part of who a person is. Um, I feel like spirituality has a significant impact on why people have delusions of grandeur and psychosis because most people do go through believing they are divine creatures or chosen ones during psychosis. If we understood the people's personal philosophy and beliefs, we could better understand them during psychosis. Because psychosis usually starts with one belief that could be considered a normal thought, then the more we branch off from that thought, the more wild the narrative becomes. Um, from personal experience, I became a lot less spiritual after psychosis for fear of how I would be treated by people and for fear of being sent back to the hospital, which is sad because spirituality was a big part of my life and it has been taken from me because of the fear of society, the fear of reliving part of my psychosis, the fear of the hospital, and the fear of being treated differently. However, if we could factor in people's beliefs and philosophies, we could develop more effective treatments for each client. I feel we would understand psychosis better as well. By actually listening to a person's life story without judgment or defining them by a disorder, we could gain clarity on what got them to the place of psychosis and come up with a more holistic approach for treatment. Psychosis is an existential crisis acted out physically in real time, trying to make sense of the insane expectations of how to live our human lives with all their contradictions, misinformation, pain, and lack of understanding, mixed with emotions and thoughts. It becomes too much. And the mind puts the schizophrenic and psychotic mind in a space to process our usually complicated lives with a very unconventional way to process the absurdity of life by becoming absurdity made flesh. Psychosis and schizophrenia spectrum disorder are byproducts of an absurd world and not knowing how to process it. Thank you for today. Thank you for yesterday. Thank you for tomorrow. Always remember to question your reality, and at every end there is a beginning. Until next time,